Welcome to the For Listeners program. Welcome aboard, everybody. Thanks for checking us out this week. What up, everybody? I'm Spear. On the mics this week is the Z-Man. What is up, Z?
I don't care.
I love it.
I don't care.
I love it. I love it.
I don't care.
All right, I care. Shut the fuck up. On the other mic is the mighty Gantor. What is up, Gantor?
That was pretty terrible, dude.
Oh my God, it's Gantor! Gantor!
I don't know that I can handle this.
I'm sorry. I'm cool.
I told you she was an Uber fan.
Oh
I'm cool. I'm cool. You know, I'm cool. Hi.
Oh wow, that just made my day.
Hi.
Oh.
Backing up the Z-Man is our guest this week. Please welcome to the show, Ina. What's up, Ina?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
So, Ina, you have your own podcast.
Yes, I do.
Where can we find your podcast?
You can find it at inanutshellpod.com or at facebook.com/inanutshellpod.
There you go. She says it just like I do. It's like it just rolls off the tongue.
She said it so many times.
I've said it so many times.
This week, something must be done about attention to detail. Ina, what's up with attention to detail?
Okay, I came up with this. I was sitting in a meeting, you can all relate to this, and somebody's presenting, and they didn't have the presentation in slideshow format. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. They just basically hid the status bar and they hid the ribbon at the top, and they were trying to make the screen look like it was full screen. And I swear to you, for 30 minutes I sat there. I could not hear anything they were saying. All I was thinking was F5, F5, F5. I couldn't understand if was I the only one feeling this. And then, a whole bunch of other little things happened that week. And I'm like, okay, we need to talk about this. So first of all, am I alone in this? Am I the only one really obsessing when this happens?
I have the same issue with people who don't format things properly. Like if you've got a bullet and then there's a space before your word and all the other ones don't have the spaces, all I can see is that space.
Right. And people don't think about it because they're thinking, well, who cares about the detail? Just listen to what I'm saying. It's the content. That's what's important. But all these little distracting things are what make the present. I'm not just talking about presentations, by the way. Like, this is just how it started. This is just what started to make me angry. Started to look around the room to see if I was the only one. But when people start saying things like I instead of me, but they use it wrong, I lose respect for that person immediately. For some reason, they can use me wrong, but they can't use I wrong because then they just sound like a moron. Like they were just trying to be smart and just didn't make it.
Like you and so I'm trying to think of.
Well, it depends on what you're saying, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a way that people would fuck this up.
He liked you and I.
Yeah, it's like when somebody says, "Well, this is something between not between you and I, actually. That works. This is something that. See, now I'm messing it up.
I had an issue with a menu this weekend where they spelled apple juice and orange juice, but in the first instance they capitalized the J in juice, and in the second they didn't. Right next to it, and I can't read the menu because I'm just looking at how ridiculous the menu is. Now I got to proofread it.
So I'm down at the in Ocean City, Maryland. Along the boardwalk, there's a pizza place. On the window, it says lemonade, spelled correctly, one word, and then underneath it says limeade, two words, Limeaid. What the fuck is that about?
It's like, 2 seconds ago you did it right, and now you did it wrong.
How does that even happen? What sign maker is doing that? I mean, I can understand if somebody gave you the copy, make this sign for me, lemonade, limeade. If I'm the sign maker and I see limeade, two words, I'm going to go, I don't think they're actually throwing a benefit concert for limes. I'm going to fucking put limeade. I'm going to spell it right.
Maybe Bono's going to come up.
Oh, God. Bono's on a crusade for fucking limes.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, my example was right. This is between you and me, not between you and I. There we go.
That's a good job by you.
I knew I was saying it.
But it's hard.
I knew I was saying that right.
It's hard to come up with it.
I'm starting to get the feeling that Ganthor doesn't agree. Maybe Ganthor is the kind of person that everybody else tells him to use it right, to tell him to spell the words right. Are you annoyed, Ganthor?
You hear this, Ganthor? She's calling you out.
I know. I got frozen by the accent. I don't think I've heard a word that she said the whole time. Just little foreign accent words.
The funny thing
Happens a lot, Ganthor.
is her nickname is Shakina. So picture that. Just picture like a Shakira-looking person.
My hips don't lie.
Okay, number one, I don't sing like that. Number two, Shakina was just a recent nickname. I'm not even sure that I like it.
Shakina's awesome.
I don't think so.
How tall are you?
I am
Tiny.
5'1". Not tiny. 5'1". 5'1" is a respectable height for a short person.
It's a respectable height for a short person.
Okay?
I like how she qualified that.
Corey,
gosh.
Corey, what are you, like 6'2"? Spear, you're about 6?
6'5".
Oh, you're bigger than me? Damn.
It's not the first time I've heard that.
Oh.
I know who hasn't heard that for the first time.
Oh my God. Wait,
I didn't even know that one worked.
No, that doesn't make any sense.
but the intent was there, and that's what's bothering me. This is the thing about the you and the I and me, or the you and me, or you and I. The same thing is for like there. Like I can't if I'm reading something on a blog or on a website or Facebook.
Or a resume.
or a resume.
Oh.
If you fuck that up, the you, your, there thing, if you fuck that up, I gotta call a violation. I have no respect for you at that point.
I have actually seen respectable, or supposed to be respectable, articles online where they mess up the difference between effect and affect.
Oh,
I stopped reading right there. I can't. I just can't handle it.
I wholeheartedly agree.
I want to bring this back to me in particular being really annoyed when these things happen and trying to figure out if really I'm alone in this. And Ganthor hasn't said anything. So, okay, Ganthor, I'm gonna put a scenario in front of you, and I would just want to gauge your reaction. Okay?
I love this girl. I love her.
She's a
Because there's-
take-charge host.
I
here.
love it.
There's two different kinds of people in the world. Okay? The people who will find what I'm about to say exciting and exhilarating, or they will find it absolutely disgusting and gross.
I'm already excited. Let's do this.
I want to know what kind of person Ganthor is.
So do I.
All right. I'm sitting in a meeting. This actually happened, true story. And I have a coworker sitting next to me. She just came back from a week in the Bahamas or whatever. She had a big sunburn because she doesn't take good care of her skin, whatever.
Is this
And
a sexy story?
And I notice, it might be, depending on the kind of person you are, Ganthor. I notice that on her arm, like she's starting to peel a little bit, and actually it's not a little bit, it's a lot of it. And I look at it, and I start scratching at it, and it's not the kind that, like, crumbles as you touch it. It's the kind that is pulling off.
So, I'm
Clear
sorry, did you touch it or
off.
she touched it?
I did.
Oh,
You
God.
touched her sunburn.
On her arm and started to peel big layers of skin off her arm, and she was totally into it.
This
And
is
he-
the weirdest penthouse letter I've ever read.
And it was amazing.
Oh my God.
So what kind of person are you, Ganthor?
Okay, first off, what you did is wrong and disgusting, and you should be ashamed of yourself. Second, peeling your own sunburn is fun.
Peeling someone else's is weird, especially someone
that's
you're not that
creepy.
intimate. That you're not
Yeah.
intimate with.
I wouldn't be surprised if you were fired tomorrow.
I don't think so. I think I'm telling you, she was into it. This wasn't like harassment that is going to come back. At least I hope not.
I don't know.
was
You
into
just
it?
touched someone.
I don't know. Yeah, that could be good. That could be good touch or bad touch.
You
Yeah.
guys are missing the point. Totally missing the point.
I'm not missing
Well,
the
I
point.
think
What's
we're
the
not
point?
missing the point. I think you intimately touched someone.
Yeah, completely.
Pretend that it is your girlfriend or whatever, or your wife in the other guys' cases. Pretend. Look at their back. If their back, you start seeing basically looks like a map, and you can just go to town on it. What is your take on this?
Why would you do that?
What do you mean? I'm excited right now.
Hold on a second. So I think we've understood here that Spear says this is disgusting. Corey,
It's disgusting to do to somebody else.
your wife.
That's different.
It's not a turn on. It's not a turn
No,
on.
absolutely not. But
It's not a
like,
turn on.
It's like picking a giant booger. It's just satisfying in some way.
No, it's
No,
not like
for myself, it's awesome.
Yes, thank you, Z.
Yeah. My girl and I, we do that all the time, and it's a big If like I do it to myself, she'll get mad at me.
Wait.
Because she wants to do it.
We're not talking about peeling
Okay.
off each other's clothes. That's hot. Peeling off each other's skin? Not hot.
That's what we're talking about skin. It's the same thing with zits and like ripping out like mole hairs and
What are
stuff.
you talking about? What?
Yeah.
Mole hairs?
Yeah, like don't you get hairs in like your moles? Like that, and they're usually like really dark and black and long.
What
What
happened?
do
You
you
should
do?
go to the doctor.
You should get that checked out. So wait,
Yeah.
do you pull them or do you cut them?
Tweeze.
They come off? Like they just come out?
Well, that's a hair. You just pop it out.
What the fuck?
But it's in a mole. I always thought that was like a different breed of hair. It's not like a hair follicle on the mole. I imagine it's deeper or something.
No, it's the same thing. Just pop it right out.
Hold on. How the hell did we get here? What the fuck just happened?
Well, maybe this is the attention to detail we're talking about.
Where-
Maybe
That
you guys,
is what I'm
maybe you
talking
guys need better grooming habits.
What? We're
How
not
do you-
grooming.
how-
I'm
what-
not
what if
grooming
you-
myself.
how do you-
Somebody's
if you got a
peeling my
mole on your
back.
back, on your back, how are you going to clean it up? You going to leave that big old nasty hair? It's got like 3 fucking heads coming off it.
No, you go to the doctor and you have it cut off, dude.
You don't have to get the mole cut off. There's hairs
If
growing
it's
out
got
of it.
hairs growing out of it, you do.
All moles have hairs growing out of it.
That's not true.
I don't
Maybe
even know
with
what
these
we're
guys
talking
it's not a mole. Maybe with these guys is a really big fat pimple that
What?
is ready to be popped.
No. I'm not gonna pop someone else's zit.
Oh man, we're as swimmers, like
That's pretty gross.
when you're a swimmer, if you see someone else with a back zit, everyone fights over who gets the pop.
Oh.
That's
I didn't know
disgusting.
that. You know, there was a culture around it.
Yeah. We used to always fight each other who gets to pop the big white head.
Oh my god, I am thoroughly disgusted.
That is pretty nasty.
Wait, I mean, like you pop
All right,
and like,
so-
and
Go
the
ahead.
stuff comes out, and then the other stuff. What?
Yeah.
You know what's glorious though?
Mm.
When you're popping it and what comes out is actually solid. You know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Oh,
It's
that's
it's like
glorious.
it's not like a volcano where it like spurts out, but it like actually like it's like toothpaste.
Yes. I'm sorry, what were we talking about?
I'm still in like stunned disbelief. By the way.
Well, that's okay. I'm gonna put it in context for you. What does this have to do with attention to detail?
Please.
I'm gonna give you another example. Did you guys see the Black Swan
Yes.
Yeah.
or Black Swan or whatever with Natalie Portman?
Yeah.
Do you remember a scene where she starts picking the sides of her cuticle?
Yeah.
That is a symbol of wanting to reach perfection. And the reason is because, and I do this all the time, is picking to the sides of my fingers because I do not want any little like pieces of skin to be loose. I want everything to be flush and smooth and perfect. So what she was trying to do is do the same thing, but when it's up, you end up messing your whole finger up. So that's an example of what I'm saying is being so obsessive about things being perfect that you end up not focusing on anything else.
Well, that's what I was going to say. This sounds more like OCD than perfection.
So I actually looked up because I do wonder about these things. So I looked up the difference between OCD and what this perfection thing is, and there's something else called I think it's OCPD or something, which is obsessive compulsive personality disorder. So it's not OCD in that OCD comes with all of this anxiety and fear, and it's something that consumes your thoughts and your life in a non-productive way. Obsessive compulsive personality disorder, from what I read, from what I remember, is basically just these things, like wanting things to be neat but being able to have a functional life without taking medication.
So let me ask you this, Ina. Do you find that people in general are more attractive if they do pay more attention to detail from a presentation perspective?
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Where do you think people fall apart when it comes to presentation from a wardrobe perspective?
Well, first of all, obviously, if you're a man, because that's what we're talking about, make sure if your shirt has to be tucked in. Don't give me a presentation if your shirt is not tucked in. However, it's not so much of a wardrobe situation, but I'm about to tell you something that not everybody knows. This is something that I learned a long time ago, and I've kept my eye on it ever since. If you're a man and you are presenting, take your hands out of your pockets. Big time. It's distracting. You don't know what you're jiggling down there. It's not where your hands should be.
Are you referring to like people playing with themselves while they're giving presentations, or
I'm not saying that they are. I'm saying that they could be.
maybe that's like a stress relief thing that the people do to let them get over their fear of presenting in front of a crowd.
Still, though, I think that falls under the category of distraction.
Yes. Especially if you're somebody like me that's looking for these things. When I look at a presentation, for the first 10 minutes, I'm judging you on your presentation skills and gauging whether I should be listening to you.
And you're looking
if for those
people
10
funneling
minutes
themselves?
I start actually listening, then there's something to you.
So where do you come down on cleavage during a presentation?
In the workplace, I don't want to see it.
I wholeheartedly disagree.
Well, certainly, I think cleavage falls under the category of distraction.
Yep.
No one said it wasn't.
I think I would advise against that.
I'm a big fan of if you got it, flaunt it.
So here's one thing that I don't understand, and as a girl with cleavage, all right, that's one thing that I don't understand is women who wear really low cut so that their breasts are like pushed together, so you see actually a cleavage line, and people can see it. The lower that line gets, the more I'm wondering, what the heck are you thinking? Is this something that is comfortable for you? Like you actually looked at yourself before you left this morning and thought, yeah, the cleavage looks good, and then went to work? I've never understood that.
That's probably exactly what happens. Is that, wow, my cleavage looks good.
Maybe I'll
not
get that
having
raise.
any boobs.
Maybe
to
my
speak
boss
of.
will give me that raise today.
That's something I've never been able to understand.
I mean,
Ganthor, I want to hear from you.
Ganthor, you gotta come strong, man. She's begging for it.
You're just a work Nazi trying to shut down cleavage. What's your viewpoint on legs?
I'm for legs. In fact,
How can you be for legs but not cleavage?
If we could bring back the Ally McBeal miniskirt, I'd be all over that.
That would fall under distraction.
You're completely inconsistent. It's ridiculous.
I never claimed to be.
No, but you can't say no to cleavage and yes to short miniskirts and legs.
I gotta go with Ganthor on this one, Ina. I'm sorry. That falls under the category
one
of
goes
distraction.
with the other? Seriously?
No. You can't. I mean, if you're going to be a professional and you're going to give a presentation and you want your meaning to be derived from the words and you want to be heard.
Well, that's not. I wasn't thinking along those lines. I wasn't thinking of proper attire for a presentation. I don't think I would wear a mini skirt to a presentation. But at work, if I'm not giving a presentation, my skirts are not really that short anyway. I don't have great legs anyway. But if another girl was wearing short, I think I would admire the legs. Plus, having good legs is a lot harder than having big cleavage. So I don't know. There's something to be admired there.
Because you can buy one and the other one you actually have to work hard for.
Yeah, big time. So I think there's a lot of that. I've never put these thoughts into words. I don't know exactly what I think about this. I'm just telling instinctively what I think.
That's good. We like that. I mean, that's the natural reactions are the best ones normally.
Yeah.
Ganthor, what do you think? From a sartorial choice, do you recommend people dress nattily, or do you give people a little room for the wardrobe choices?
No, I completely judge people by what they wear and how they look until I've gotten to know them, and then can let certain things slide. But if I see you dressed as a slob or wearing white socks with your dress shoes or mismatched clothing, then I won't respect you at all.
I saw a guy wearing black ankle socks with flip-flops. And
What?
I wanted to yell out the window, "No, dude, no."
I do that sometimes after work when I'm out in the driveway kicking a soccer ball with my girls.
That's fine. Like if you're just
Well, your neighbors are judging you.
Your neighbors are judging you. But
That's
this guy was out in public at a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, that's a little ridiculous. Who goes to 7-Eleven?
Yeah, I mean, when Wawa is clearly the better choice.
When I was looking up OCD stuff, I ran into a blog of a guy who wants to set it straight because apparently the media has gotten it all wrong, what OCD really is. It's not really the monk situation, like being OCD makes him a better detective and kind of thing. He's like, that's way too stereotypical. He's like, when somebody has OCD, there's all of these terrible, awful thoughts that are in their brain all the time. Like they want to kill their best friend and eat their brains. Scary things that are banging at their brains, and they know that they're crazy, but there's nothing they can do to stop them. So it's when you see OCD portrayed in the media, and he said that the girls' show actually portrayed it pretty accurately, that it's something that is not just pleasant and good, and it's just, just a quirk. There's a quirk, and then there's OCD, and to please respect the OCD label.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, did you guys know that?
No.
PSA.
Ganthor, come on. Give me something.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
That's great. I can't even capture Ganthor's attention.
Oh, that's all. Don't worry about it. We
Yeah,
can't.
you're
either.
not unique in that regard.
We can't either. Ganthor is easily distracted. We used to record on Monday nights, and then we noticed that during football season, Ganthor would be very, very quiet. And then we realized it was because Ganthor wasn't paying any attention at all to what we were saying. He's fucking watching football.
Yeah, sure. I'd choose Monday Night Football over you guys any day.
So we record on Tuesday nights now. So let me ask you this, Ina. What tips would you have for people to start paying more attention to detail?
Well, the problem is that it's something that is, I think you're born with it because it has to annoy you. It's not something you can just train for because if nobody calls you on it, you're not going to care.
Well,
how many times have I told my husband to do something a certain way? Like, oh my God, his t-shirts, okay? His t-shirts. I go through pains getting his t-shirts to stack just right in the drawer. And he goes and is in the process of picking one out. He makes a mess that he really doesn't care about. And you have to see when he actually tries, because I've bugged him enough about it that now he tries to do something about it. I go back in and I can see that he tried, but he still does not align them right. But it has to annoy you. If you're just doing it for somebody else, you're going to end up with a shirt situation.
Is anybody list-oriented? Like, do
I
you find that you need to write a list of things that you need to do, and then do you get the satisfaction of crossing that thing off on the list?
I don't get any satisfaction out of crossing things out. I create lists mostly to remind myself of what I need to do, but crossing them out gives me no pleasure because there's still the other 90 items on the list.
You like pulling random strangers' skin off them, but you don't like crossing items off on lists.
I don't think the two are really related, Ganthor.
No, it's just more evidence of the weirdo we've got here.
What about toilet paper? Do you have to if someone puts the toilet paper roll in the wrong way, do you fix it?
Every single time I go to people's houses and fix their toilet paper,
I
walk around. I used to work at a hospital, and I used to work around. You know how there's this like a service phone like next to the elevator on every floor. The cord gets so tangled that it's impossible to even pick up the headset from the phone.
And you would unplug it.
I would go and like unplug, unplug the cord from the headset, untangle it, and put it back in. I would do that every single time. I'll do that on anybody's desk if I see this happening. And it doesn't seem to bother them at all. So I just do it for me.
This is surprising me. You and I are more similar than I thought.
Well, I knew that already, Z. I noticed that.
I fix other people's toilet paper rolls too.
I
Drives
thought
me
you were
nuts.
going to ask if she wipes front to back or back to front.
For that,
can ask-
there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. That's not a personal opinion situation.
Well, there's a definitive right and wrong way.
Correct.
What is the definitive
If you're
right
a
way?
woman.
Yeah, if you're a woman, you want to go clean to dirty.
Clean the dirty.
Which part's clean?
But which part's really dirty?
Don't answer that. Seriously, there's
Wow.
no right answer to that question.
You guys
Please
went
leaving it up
there.
in the air.
I'm just answering questions.
No right answer to that question. I'm saying.
But yeah, what were we talking about?
I have no
Toilet
idea.
paper. So which way is he? With the thing coming out of the top, right?
Yeah, it's gotta come over the top,
gotta
not
come
hang
over the
from the
top.
back.
Yeah.
Exactly. Good.
I don't know if it bothers me enough to go around fixing it.
Oh yeah, it has to be fixed.
Yep.
I
don't
won't
know
even.
what to do.
Yeah, because I can't. I don't even know how to use the toilet paper if it's not in the right way.
What do you mean you don't know how to use it?
It's like I can't even use the toilet paper. I have to fix it before I can even use it.
It stymies you. You have no idea how to use the toilet paper.
It's so distracting that I won't. I gotta fix it before I'll use it.
So wait, hold on. So now you're in the shitter in an office building, right?
I
And
can't
they
fix
have-
it in a public place because I can't. No, they got this stupid little locks on them. and
That's
shit.
what I'm saying.
But if I'm at someone's house,
You know, you know how I said that the phone situation, I do that for me. I really fix everybody's toilet paper for them. Every time I do it, I can feel them in my head saying, "Thank you, Ina," and I go, "You're welcome."
oh, it's not. What's the word when you do something for someone without reward?
Altruistic.
Selfless.
Yeah. So you're not doing it altruistically. You're doing it because in your mind you're going to be rewarded from their verbal praise.
I think so, and I'm very surprised that nobody has actually come up to me and said, "Oh, I noticed you changed the toilet paper. Thank you for doing that." It surprises me, but I guess I've
My
I've
guess
become
is
used
that the
to it.
person never noticed that the toilet paper was not in, quote unquote, the right way, and therefore they wouldn't notice that you changed it.
In my head, they always notice.
Either that or they were filled with rage because you undid the way they did it because that's the way they wanted it.
That thought
Yep.
has crossed my mind, and I've decided to put it away.
It says here, and it's worth pointing this out, that one of the reasons, and I'm reading an article in Forbes, one of the reasons it's so difficult for people to focus and to pay attention to detail is because humans are naturally prone to interruption. It's our brain's reaction to new information as a built-in survival instinct. It says here, research has suggested that the amount of chaos in a home and a tendency by parents to interrupt their children during play rather than allowing them to engage deeply can harm the development of a child's attention span or performance on cognitive tests which require sustained attention. To me, we are going to create an entire generation of children that cannot pay any attention to detail because of,
What?
because of the
And we lost Ganthor long ago, so points made.
well, Ganther's off playing World of Motherfucking Tanks, so he
No,
really
I
doesn't care.
told you I am not playing tanks.
Hi, Ganthor.
Hi. I'm trying to find an email from a recruiter that
There it is.
is fascinating. No, it's fascinating because of the content.
Is it pertinent to this conversation?
Yes.
Excellent.
Is this the one where he can't spell anything and
I'll read it for you. Please help me with you updated resume and must have to attend the online test what we got from the client.
Was this a solicited or
This
unsolicited?
was an unsolicited email to me. It's
At
just
the bottom, does it ask you for your PayPal information?
it did, and I gave it to him.
nice.
He said he's trying to get some money out of Nigeria, so
Yeah,
Wanna do
that's
it,
nice
man?
of you.
Seriously,
who sends that in any sort of professional environment, especially to somebody you don't know?
That's great for you because it shows you that this person doesn't pay attention. Therefore, you don't wish to work with them.
True.
I
I'm
once
just-
in. Sorry, go ahead, Ganthor.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say.
What? I'm sorry. You can go.
I was going
What
to
about-
say that I once interviewed somebody for a quality assurance position, and the resume, they're like the heading sections. I'm not even talking about like the paragraphs, all right? Like, the paragraphs that nobody reads. I'm not even talking about that. The header sections of her resume were misspelled, and they were like normal words that, Microsoft Word would have caught. Normal words, like certification was misspelled. Like technical was spelled as technial.
I'm assuming that somebody scheduled that interview for you.
Right.
Because
Yeah, how did that get through the resume scanning
No
process?
idea. I've interviewed people with 9-page resumes. I'm like, this is bullshit. Do not send these to me. I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you on that
was that
one.
harsh?
No, I'm 100% with you on that one. I did, in my capacity as a douchebag manager, I've had to read lots of resumes and interview lots of people, and those types of things will turn me off immediately, and I won't even make the phone call. I won't even, schedule the first phone screen.
That's right.
Yeah, like they say, most resumes won't get you the job, but it definitely will disqualify you.
No doubt.
Right.
No doubt.
Right.
So what did we learn? What did we learn about attention to detail? Oh, God. What did we learn? Z-Man. What did we learn?
Apparently, you guys aren't very good at grooming yourself.
I'm perfectly good at grooming. I can groom myself.
Do you have a unibrow?
Do I have a no?
Do you have a unibrow because you don't grow a unibrow, or because you actually do something about it?
Every once in a while. But you know what my wife gets mad at? My eyebrows get bushy. So when I go to get my hair cut, occasionally somebody will go, you want your eyebrows done? And they go zip zip with the little buzzer thing, and then they'll just trim. My wife loves that. Every time I come home, she goes, "Oh, you got your eyebrows done?" I'm like, "Yep, zip zip." Loves that.
You can actually do that yourself.
Yeah, I'm afraid I'd shave my eyebrows off though.
Just use tweezers.
Ow!
It's not that painful.
I don't even do that. And I'm a girl.
God.
Thank you, Ina. Ganthor, what did you learn?
That there's some disgusting people in this world who molest coworkers in the office.
It's true. It's true. Ina, what did you learn?
I learned that Ganthor is paralyzed by sexy accent.
Yes, Ganthor.
I've known that for a while.
What did I learn? I learned I learned that you should I learned that you shouldn't wear if
What
you're
is
gonna give
wrong with you?
Well, hold on. I'm trying to get my thoughts organized. I learned that you shouldn't be playing with your junk during a presentation,
That's right.
and that if you have cleavage, you shouldn't be presenting them during the presentation, but it's okay to show a whole lot of leg.
Woo!
There you go. So if you think it's okay to show a whole lot of leg during a presentation, why don't you go ahead and let us know on the Facebook page, facebook.com/4listeners or 4listeners.com. You can check out the show on the Stitcher Radio or on the iTunes. Just search for 4 Listeners and we'll pop right on up.
Hey, Spear.
Yes, sir.
Fuck your mom.
Wow.
So how do you say fuck? How do you say fuck your mom in Spanish?
You're not Spanish. Look at this. You're a total
I know.
fake.
I
You're
know.
a total
I know.
fake.
I know. Spear.
Yes, ma'am.
Méteselo a tu madre.
That's nice.
Did you notice he called you sir the first time?
Can I get out of the show, please? I got like 3 words left to say. Just got to get out of the show. We thank you for checking us out this week, and we hope that you will check us out again next week. Thanks a bunch, everybody.
I love you, Cantor.